Tom, the manager talked about after the game on Saturday about it being a test of the mettle of the players, and he wanted a response from you. From the players' point of view, what have the last couple of days been like then?
Obviously been tough. It's never nice losing any game. I think in the manner we lost, obviously hurt the players, hurt the team, hurt the fans. So it was in yesterday, obviously in today. We've done our analysis, gone through what we did wrong, what we can do better, and it's now put that behind us and move on to Saturday. And as a team, we're focused on doing that now.
Is there a real sense of determination amongst the players, particularly after the last two results?
Yeah, I think especially to play like that in front of our home fans, and to now get the chance to play in front of our home fans again and put them wrongs right. It's we've spoke about in our team and in the squad as a staff, and we know we need to bounce back, and I'm sure we will.
How important is that, as opposed to the tactics and the drills and everything? The kind of I don't know, the will to win and the if you like, your own personal sense of achievement, as opposed to what you do as a team and tactically.
I think we've got to look at what we've done well. I think we've done really well, obviously, this season so far, and as a team we've been really together, and that doesn't change. I think we don't suddenly become a bad team overnight. So it's back to basics. Look at what we've done wrong, like I said, and it's kind of you go away, look at yourself, look at your own performance. It's if that's players obviously individually do different ththings. Some players might want to go and watch clips of what they were doing right a couple of weeks ago, and there's lots of different ways of doing it. So now it's like I said, it's forget about that, move on to Saturday and put them wrongs right, and I'm sure we will. And it's like I said, for the opportunity to play in front of our home fans again and get back on the winning streak.
Because as you've said there, you up until this point in the season, you've been doing things well, and you've got yourself up to second at one point, so it's not a case of chucking the baby out with the bathwater.
No, and that's exactly, I think that's the chat we've had. Look, lads, you're not going to win every single game, go for a whole season playing unbelievable every week. I sat here a month or so ago and said there's going to be bumps in the road, and I know the gaffer said exactly the same thing. It's when you're on that winning run, it's about not getting too high and never getting too low when you go on that losing run. So look, it's 2 games, it's nothing to, like you said, it's nothing to get too down about. Yes, we're disappointed with our performances, but we've got to put that right, and there's no better opportunity than at home in front of our fans.
On a personal level, what's this season been like for you? We're kind of just over a third into it now, settled in well, and in particular in the role you're playing as well.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I think last season, obviously at Stevenage, it was enjoyable to get back playing again, and now to sign for a new team, come up here, obviously. New team, new area to live in, and new teammates, new staff. So it's been really good. I've really enjoyed the third of the season so far. A new position, whereas I did play it last year, but a new formation. I never played the formation we're playing this season, so I'm still learning in that role and still trying to better myself in that role. And I'm sure as the season goes on, I'll hopefully get better and better. But it's a good start, and like we said, we just want to improve now.
I'd seen some of the stats about you personally and winning tackles back for possession and all that, and you've been at the top of those tables and all that. I know the club's talked a lot about how they've recruited this season with stats. Is that something a player pays attention to these days?
Yeah, I think it's very stats driven, the game these days. I'm not sure tackling would be probably one of my highest stats if someone looked at the size of me. And I remember saying to the gaffer at the start, I'm not going to be a player that smashes into people, and I'm fancy. I'm not that kind of player. But it's about my game's about reading the game. If I'm going to be that one step ahead of people, and if it's make that interception, or if I can see a player that's going to make that pass, it's trying to meet that player in first. I want to win the tackle, but obviously want to win it and try and keep the ball and get us going forward. So yes, it's something that the players do look at, stats, how many assists and how many goals. I think as maybe more defensive minded this season, it's more, can we get clean sheets, and can I get the more attacking players like Tom, like Ben on the ball ahead of me?
Because at the end of the day, it is what you do out there rather than what turns up on a spreadsheet, isn't it?
Correct. I think it's obviously stats driven, but I don't think you can be overall by stats. Yes, they do help, but it's what happens out there. If we get a clean sheet and I get 0 tackles, but we win, and that's the most important thing. The 3 points at the end of the day. So yes, that's so important, but it's not the be all and end all.
In terms of the weekend's game, then I know you talked about the fans here, but it is against a side that's got promoted. They've been doing pretty well recently. When you're on the back of a couple of results like you have been, how does it alter your preparation, or do you just treat it as if they're a team that wants to come here and win?
I think when a team come up, when they're being promoted, they're used to winning every week. They've got a winning mentality, and we know that, and we know what it's like to go on a winning run ourselves. So we know that, but it's about taking each game as it comes. We know our positives and how we can put our game plan into practice. Each game is going to be a different game plan, so we know what to do this weekend. We went through a few things there, and we'll go through a few things tomorrow. But we know what confidence is like when you're winning games, so we're aware of that. But like I said, we've not become a bad team overnight. We know our strengths, and we know if we put our game into practice, then that'll put us in good stead for 3 points.